We pretty much consider it underlayment on steroids.
What's going on, pond people? It's Brad with Pondscapes of Charlotte. On this week's build, we're actually going to be rebuilding this water feature to better fit our clients' needs. They travel a lot, they go out of town, and when they go out of town, they want to make sure that their water feature stays full of water and functions correctly. And right now, we believe this water feature has a leak in it, so when they go out of town, they don't feel comfortable that their water feature is going to be healthy and running smoothly. Look at this. We got a chipmunk right over there, and they are part of the reason we're here. A lot of the times the chipmunks like to hide out in the waterfall area where there's a bunch of rocks, and if you don't backfill correctly, if there's a lot of area for them, they can actually chew through the liner and cause major damage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take everything out. We're gonna add concrete cloth underneath the liner. That way the chipmunks are not gonna be able to burrow their way behind the liner and end up chewing holes in it, causing leaks. And we're also gonna be adding in a nice little bird bath area for the birds. She's got a lot of plants here, a lot of birds in her backyard. It's a natural habitat for them. So she wanted to make sure that we incorporated some type of bird bath into this feature. So without further ado, let's get started.
What is up, pond people? We got another rebuild for you guys today. This one is a little different from the ones we've had recently because it wasn't a complete disaster when we started. This one actually looked pretty good when we got on site. It just had some structural, some plumbing issues going on. Wasn't holding water well, like Brad explained. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with getting rid of those rocks. We got these special mossy rocks all by themselves because we're gonna be using them again later because they look really nice and add to the aesthetics of the feature. Chente took it upon himself to be the designated pond pit guy today, so you're going to see a lot of clips of Chente just hanging out in that pond, getting rid of old rocks and rinsing it and putting new rocks in there. Other than that, we also got to move that biofalls. We are going to reuse this biofalls because it is structurally sound, so we're going to have to dig that out and reposition it into its new ideal location. Luckily that went off without a hitch, and this biofalls kind of looks like a little surprised, if you ask me, but she's gonna be okay once we get her back in her new location. As you can see, Chente is hauling those rocks out. We've got buckets of gravel, we've got piles of rock all over the place, but we are making moves on this thing. We're getting that pipe set, getting that thing laid down, getting the trench made. I also thought we had a minor pond accident here and Brad no longer had any legs, but luckily it was just an optical illusion and the legs are still kicking strong, so he's good to continue. We also widened this pond a little bit, so we're getting rid of that excess dirt. And here's that concrete cloth we've been talking about. Now let me just make it clear, not all water features need concrete cloth. This was a special case due to the amount of wildlife we saw around this feature and the potential that they were causing problems for the old feature. So we went ahead and played it safe and got the concrete cloth. As you can see, it just goes under the underlayment and the liner. The rest of day one went pretty smoothly. Overall, day one was a demo day. You can see just how many rocks we pulled out of that old feature, but it's nice because we'll be able to use them on the new feature. To finish up, the last like 10 minutes of the day, Chente situated the base level of our new pond. I don't think he stepped foot outside of that area he's in right now, literally all day. Man was living in there, to be honest. And now we move on to day 2 of this build. I loved every day of this build, but this is the day I loved the least, and that is specifically because I was not present on this build day. I had other Pondscapes of Charlotte related tasks assigned to me, so no additional filming. It's just a time lapse for today, but you can see they got a lot of good rock work done and they did some electrical work as well. I think you can tell based on this drone footage and unparalleled cinematography, your boy is back. It's day 3. We're filming, we're finishing. This thing is going to look good by the end of the day. Everyone's spirits are back up despite it being freezing cold out today. We're doing a little rinsing.
South at the Cabarrus Arena and Event Center.
We're doing a little singing too. Shout out to Cabarrus, I guess. And we're doing a little pond building, which is our favorite part. It's a little cold today, but that's not going to stop the guys from finishing up. The last major zone we got to tackle is that upper area right by the biofalls. Everything's going well until Blake gets summoned by the pond council. He's got to go take that call. It's very important. But don't worry, he'll be back in just a second. In the meantime, Brad is treating this dirt like I treat my problems and just pushing it somewhere else. He also put this cute little handprint in the dirt. I don't think he knew about it.
Alright guys, I am starting to edge right now, but before I got this all finalized, I wanted to show you another little component that we decided to include in this build. This right here is concrete cloth. We pretty much consider it underlayment on steroids. We've seen in the past chipmunks biting and tearing up through the liner and causing a lot of issues. So we wanted to prevent that with some concrete cloth. Once it gets wet, it becomes very hard like concrete, seals it. So that'll help keep all the critters and just add an extra protective barrier as well with this build. So the more you know.
And Blake is right back at it with the edging. He's trying to do everything he can to mimic the chipmunk and think like the chipmunk. So he's crawling around like a chipmunk. He's digging like a chipmunk. To be smarter than the chipmunk, you have to think like the chipmunk. You have to get inside of its head, you know? So Blake is really going all out on the method acting, if you will. But we are finally getting to the latter half of the final day here. So we used a little bit of time, a nice little moment between Brad and Blake here. He's teaching them about one of the issues we had with this feature before the rebuild and letting them know why that was an issue. And Brad using some waterfall foam and moss to help cover up that biofalls. It's a nice little trick we like to use here sometimes. Sometimes you just can't get the right cover with the rocks, so using moss, especially moss from the surrounding area, is a really good tip and something we like to do on a lot of our features. And you know we're finishing up when it's mulch o'clock, and also hose off the driveway and clean your workspace o'clock. And here it is, the finished product you guys have been waiting for. Also, let me real quickly acknowledge this art piece in the middle, that mermaid. It's a piece that means a lot to our clients, so we're happy they were able to get it situated in the spot they liked. They were awesome throughout this whole experience, and it just makes sense. The best pond company in the world's got the best clients in the world.
All right, pond people, that is a wrap on our rebuild for this week. I'm very happy with how everything came out. We were able to talk with the homeowners. They really like their feature. We could have talked here for their whole day. So one of the features that we have with this pond is the concrete cloth. That was to keep all of the critters, chipmunks, snakes even, from going into the pond, ripping out that liner. So that's underneath our underlayment and our liner as well for some extra protection. One of the cool features with this rebuild is it's located in a wildlife habitat. So the homeowner actually had to qualify, had to have certain native plants, fresh water. There was a list of things that they had to do to qualify. But they have a natural North Carolina habitat back here. With that comes a lot of animals, chipmunks as you've heard, but we also have a lot of birds that come. And their old feature, one of the things that they love was all of the bird bathing that went in. So what we did, we incorporated this bird bath right here. Nice calming pool. We wanted to make sure the water from the biofalls wasn't emptying over into it, causing all the chaos. So, really happy with this. I'm excited to hear the report on how it's being used. We were able to incorporate some of the old plants that were with the feature. We have some lily pads that we put into the bottom of the pond, some irises, really nice established ferns, and some costas as well too. Other than that, that is a wrap on this build. Homeowners are happy, we're very happy, and this one is actually part of our VIP program. So we will be revisiting this in a month and being able to keep tabs and see how everything grows and establishes. So that'll be good. Just remember, we're out here, we're having fun, we're changing lives, and we're building the best water features ever. We'll see you on the next build. Peace. Thank you again for sticking around for this whole video with us. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below, and we will see you on the next build.